Hello, guys. Let's get some updates for you. There has been some developments. We actually had a crafty one gentleman a few days ago. He even told us this, although there was no report in the news for online, anyways, because they do print out they're getting crafty, these newspapers, and I don't blame them. They're doing the right thing. They're keeping their best stuff on the physical format, which is great. I don't like the physical format disappearing, man. I don't like all this AI stuff either. I don't like where none of this is going. But anyhow, I'm not saying he got it from there, but I'm saying maybe if I would have had the physical format, I would have read something about it there. Him, I don't know where he got it. It doesn't really matter. He let us know, but I can't take people's word for it because I'm telling you, I've had people try to defame their enemies here through me. They actually tried to use me to do it without going into any details, repeatedly on the same super gangster that we cover often, trying to get me to humiliate him for his sexual preferences. I don't know if they're true or not. I don't really care, but that's not my place. That's not even my who I am, man. So I don't know, I don't know. I can't read people, and so I try to just get my stuff directly from what I can, like how you call these legal sources available, to be neutral as possible as well. And to avoid sometimes you never know, someone might even be lying. Such as what I just told you. Who knows, maybe he was lying, and even if he didn't, it doesn't really matter about he was definitely trying to use this little mini platform we have to cause how you call it, cause pain and suffering for someone else. I don't want anyone to miss any sleep for this little channel here. I don't want to cause anyone any pain, regardless if I find some of them are pretty evil. But I don't want to join in and put my own in that. So anyway, sorry about that. I found out now what he said was true, and we're gonna look into that. And this video is gonna be hopefully pretty short. I say that all the time, and then we read and it keeps going and ongoing. This time I only have 3 articles. First one you need to know about, translating the news from French to English for my bros out there who don't speak French. And there's no shame in that. Never feel like you should be ashamed of that. Same for the Francos. Don't be ashamed at all. Sometimes I see Francos, they don't speak English and they're a little ashamed of this. Don't be ashamed of nothing, man. You're good. There's no reason to that, bro. You don't have to be God. You don't need to know everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Depends on your upbringing, where you came from, man. It doesn't matter. That's why I'm here now. The Anglos, you're gonna get your fix, and we're gonna get you on up to date. So let's get trafficking stupefyers. Members of BFM were arrested in Côte Nord. I think we did cover that last time. I'm pretty certain of this, but I just don't want us to miss any details, if at all. So let's check it out. Plus, there's this incredibly lovely chick here for you guys. Eye candy might help you out to stay awake.
Font face à plusieurs chefs d'accusation.
So I remember it was 5 members of the BFM that was arrested, right? Or a few days ago. I think from the 5, they're getting accused now. They're going to go to trial or whatever. Let's see what they say.
Oui, donc 5 des 6 individus arrêtés hier, Jean-François, là, ont comparu sous divers chefs d'accusation.
So there you go. So they were accused. 5 of the 6. Actually, it was 6 people, guys. But 5 of them, I don't know why. Maybe they let go of one. But 5 of them definitely are getting charges pressed against them.
Soit possession, trafic de cocaïne, possession d'armes prohibées,
So prohibited weapon charge, also trafficking cane, guys.
ainsi que recel. Et on connaît également...
And also, she says resell. My friends here, they told me that recel means, I think, stolen goods. Possession of stolen goods. I keep getting that one, and I always wonder, what is it? Is it a vehicle? They had a vehicle that they own? Because I always wonder, it never goes in details. If anyone would mind, if they have really, you know the answer. What's 90% of the time when we get these and they're saying resell? My friends here told me definitely that's the charge for you have stolen goods. So what's the stolen goods, guys? What are the people who do this, who have traffic, who are getting usually, what's the usual for these guys who are getting charged with trafficking cane, charged with arms on them? Did they also get charged with resell? Which one? Can you guys, anyone have any idea? The majority of cases, what is it? What is this property they're not supposed to have? Is it a stolen vehicle? That would make sense. I'm curious, try to increase our knowledge. Thank you.
Maintenant là, leur identité. Alors, on parle de Jimmy, Jean-Samuel ainsi que...
So there's a Jimmy, Jean Samuel,
Jérémy Chiasson,
Jérémy Chiasson.
qui ont tous le même nom de famille, Mathieu Bouchard ainsi que Eliane Dinet,
You have a Mathieu Bouchard and Eliane Dinet, I heard she said.
tous âgés de 20 à 26 ans de Sept-Îles.
So all of these guys are from Sept-Îles, okay? And they're aged between 20 to 25 or 26, she said.
Je vous rappelle là, que selon l'enquête, ils seraient tous liés à la Blood Family Mafia.
And they would all be linked to the BFM.
Quant à la 6e personne qui a été arrêtée hier, eh bien, ce qu'on nous dit du côté de la Sûreté du Québec,
So whereas, and also for the sixth person who was not charged, she's going to tell us what.
c'est qu'elle a été libérée sous promesse de comparaître.
Okay, so he was liberated but on promise to appear in court. So it's not over for him, I guess.
Vous savez également que les autorités ont pu perquisitionner 5 lieux à la suite des arrestations.
Oh, and after these arrests, so there was these 5 or 6 guys arrested, right? But after that, I guess as a consequence of that, she's saying that they raided 5 different locations. She didn't say it happened before. She said it. Definitely, she just said as a consequence of that. What does that mean? Does it mean either they already had the information, they got them, and then they went to the 5 locations, or they checked their cell phones? Maybe one of them talked. Maybe. I doubt it at this stage. But regardless, she says it's after their arrest that they went to 5 different locations, friend. That's a damn good question, you know. That's a damn good question. I'm drawing a blank. For me, Côte-Nord usually, but I don't know the location. I used to know it. I have a freaking bad memory for places that I don't really, how you say, investigate, you know. So they go out of my head. Even I just went to Quebec City recently, and I cannot remember what I saw. And I literally went there, drove there, man. I can't remember shit. I'm getting old. My memory's leaving me. It's crazy, man. But Côte-Nord, just by the translation, I believe it would mean North Coast. That would be like the literal translation. But I doubt it has anything to do with the North Coast. But if I can type something, Côte-Nord, see if I can, says... yeah, let me see here. Oh man, I like to see a map here, but I don't want to see a tourism website, so that's no good for us. But if I click here, does it help us? No, it does not. Sorry, bud. I still don't like to leave anyone hanging. You're my pal, and I wanna show you my respect, bro. So there you go. We got something for you, Buzz. You know, it says Côte-Nord. Yeah. Okay, you go. The picture says 1,000 words. There you go. That's the area. Yeah, I won't be able to zoom myself, but I think you can see it. So this is the Quebec. Quebec is all of this, right? All the way down here. All the way. Almost bordering with America. But Côte-Nord, I guess you could see there's a coast here. And, you would think North Coast would be up here, right? But, we got these slangs, I guess. It comes down to Côte-Nord would be... I would have called it South Coast, bro. But you see it right there. It's still in the coast. It's still in the coast, and it goes it goes straight in the middle. That's interesting, no? Straight in the middle there. If I had to split the pie in half, where would I split the pie? I would pretty much, because look, it starts this. You can see my mouse, right? From this coast to this coast. If I just took a ruler and I wanted to split, it would be dead in the middle, no? So it's in dead middle, but on the right side. And it does not stretch all the way to the north. But it's here. But what really matters, what you need to know, Bus, is nobody lives in the middle here. This is not how Canada works. It doesn't work like that at all, That's all, almost no one there, Everybody lives usually, in the areas on the very southern tip, almost everyone. So you would assume that any towns that they're speaking of with significant influence in our stories, they will probably be aligned literally on the edge, the coast here. And I guess you could call it, the coast, the Côte-Nord, North Coast. That's it, bud. Along it says here it runs along the St. Lawrence River. So let's go back to our thing, boys. Let's keep translating. So where we were at is they arrested 5-6 members. They 5 of them appeared in court today. They got trafficking superfire charges. They got arms charges, and then they got reselling. Well, I guess they in possession of stolen property or something like that. That's what my friends here told me. And one of them will reappear in court. That's where we were at. Now let's see what she continues to say.
Bien, ça leur a permis de mettre la main là, sur plus d'un cas.
Oh, I forgot. And following their bust, consequent to that, or but at least after that, they went to raid 5 different locations. 5 guys.
de kilogrammes de cocaïne, plus de 8 000 un fusil, des munitions.
Wait a sec. My apologies.
8 000 un fusil, des munitions. A permis de mettre la main là, sur plus d'un quart de kilogramme de cocaïne.
Plus d'un quart de kilogramme. Okay. More than a quarter of a kilo of cane is what they've got their hands on by busting these 5 guys.
Plus de 8 000
$8,000 cash Canadian.
Un fusil, des munitions.
Rounds, munitions.
2 presses cocaïne ainsi que
And the pressing machine for the cane.
plusieurs cellulaires.
And also many cell phones.
Je rappelle également que c'est l'équipe mixte d'enquête de cette île là, qui est formée de policiers de la Sûreté du Québec ainsi que la sécurité publique là, de Ouachita, Magnotenam qui ont procédé à ces arrestations.
Don't worry, just administrative stuff. Like which cop body did what doesn't matter for us that much.
Qui ont comme mandat, en fait, là, de lutter contre le crime organisé depuis qu'on assiste à cette montée de la violence un peu partout dans l'Est du Québec depuis les derniers mois, voire, je dirais, depuis déjà 1 an. On a vu, là, à certaines reprises, des...
So there's a major transformation happening in, it's fascinating to see this, my friends. And we need to pay a particular note of this. It's so important, You remember the bikers controlled absolutely everything, and they went to war with the Rock Machine. Rock Machine did not want to be swallowed, I guess, or just stop what they're doing. So they went to battle with their old friends that joined the Hells Angels, and then we had that war going on. And then this is the quick summary of everything. Then the cops went on a major operation because their war went too far, and they hit them both. They hit them both hard. They decimated. The Rock Machine were not over yet. It's the cops that decimated them. They were weakened, and there was no more fight left. Then you had the Hells Angels. Then he went for the Hells Angels as well. They how could I say? They temporarily deactivated them or their capabilities. Let's put it that way. But of course, we live in Canada. It doesn't really work out most of the time, almost always. Sorry. So they were all released little by little. And no charges, things like that, or having spent too much time before going to court, so they get a free ride out. And they came back out. They reformed. Then Gregory Woolley, he saw an opportunity there. He tried to bring the street gangs all together. Some of them, see what I'm saying here? Some of them refused. Big Chénier Dupuis, for example, and how could I say, legendary gang boss himself, a big bad bully, but the king with his buddies over there, in Montreal North. But anyways, he got someone probably in the Gregory Woolley pipeline got the contract, and they offed Chénier, and then the cards went crumbling down. You had to line up with Woolley or else. And resentments for sure formed. You're going to be a slave to the Hells Angels no matter what, and that's it, that's all. But you'll answer to Gregory Woolley if anything goes wrong. But then what happened is Gregory Woolley is, you see what happened. All that loyalty for those years, it didn't really pay off at all. Once his boss went to prison, and everything, they all turned their backs on Maurice Montboucher, who made them rich, but also caused all of that to happen. Hopefully they learned from their lessons. They realized that we can't be full-blown psychopathic. And what happened after that is, Gregory Woolley was by himself. He was feeling alone, and he needed to form new alliances. He realized that after all these years, there's new faces appearing, more different people gaining power. His old friend was no longer there to scare away everyone else. Gregory Woolley was a little bit too influential, and he may have formed an alliance with the mafia, and we saw all forms of evidence of that. And anyways, we have a little blank period where we don't 100% know exactly what happened. I will not pretend to know, such as many YouTubers pretend to know everything. They don't live in Canada. They don't speak French, but they know what happened exactly because they receive random emails from people. By the way, I closed off my email. Every 2-3 months, someone good intentioned, innocent, asks me, "How do we contact you?" I don't. Not that I don't like you, not you. It's everyone. I don't like to receive emails, except if it's just to chat like friends. That's it. Chat like friends, or maybe if you want to send me an article to read. But I don't want to know what I'm. I don't want to chance it that anyone can send me anything and put ideas in my head. That's the real reason. That's the main reason. The other one is some people try to use that to throw shots. The other reason is, again, they try to send shots to their enemies and trying to use me. I'm not going to do that, bro, ever, for anyone. But I respectfully decline. But no, for you, I wish I could. I just can't open that door. It's not fair. I said no to people, and then I say yes to one. I don't want to do that to anyone. But I might, if I did, I'd like to leave it open just so people could send me articles and stuff, But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just a side note, continuing that history to explain to you what happened. In my opinion, from my perspective, reading all this stuff for years and years and years. So where were we? So Gregory Woolley, we got this blank period where I put a big exclamation, interrogation mark. I don't like to jump to conclusions until it's confirmed through these channels, these legal channels, if you will. But we'll clear that up. Let's just say for now he got offed, and they pretty certain it has the bikers went for that for him, unfortunately. And now, yeah, this is the point of giving you all that history, friend. And I said it's very important to notice this where we are today. So put that all into perspective. Put it all into perspective now. Now we go to another part of Quebec. On the east part, so in the city, the capital, around that area, I coined it not because I want to be smart or anything, but I coined it the red zone because it's of the BFM, I can't say the B word, it's the red liquid that comes out of your body. It's, that red liquid family mafia. So that's why I call it the red zone, also because there's action over there. So what launched our intrigue was the BFM apparently used to, their leaders, at least some of them, used to work for the Hells Angels' pipeline. Something must have happened. Maybe they realized they're tired of paying the 10% itself, or maybe they had to resupply from them and the prices were absolutely ridiculous, maybe, And as we know, the price of cane should be going down right now for everybody. It should be cheaper. Well, if it was very cheap and they'll make unlimited amounts of money, I don't see why all of this logically, it doesn't flow for me that they will need to start this war if they can offer you that much cheaper. I have a feeling that if they had to buy from them, their supply, they were getting milked, as usual. But so either that or it's just the 10%. That's it. That's all. They could buy the stupefiers anywhere else, and it was the 10% only. Either it's that. But regardless, what it comes down to, what I wanted to say is, all over Canada, you see that these street gangs, I'm not talking Hells Angels here, or bikers, street gangs. And I'm not just talking in Quebec. You will notice the past 5-6 years at least, you will notice them sidestepping from their original town. They're no longer content to operate in their neighborhood or their original city where they were. You'll notice if you looked at the British Columbian gangsters, if you looked at notably the Brothers Keepers, you'll notice they came from British Columbia, but they're getting arrested all over the place. They're sending out their following or their soldiers to go set up new pipelines in British Columbia. That's pretty far from Vancouver, you know what I'm saying? Or Abbotsford. It's another province, but they're getting busted all over this place. All over the place, my apologies. But in Quebec, if you look at it here, the way I've been covering the news lately with you, it's no longer a Quebec City thing and the neighboring little small towns. We're coming up to the coast here. I remember noticing that the towns that they've been getting, like I think Sept-Îles is in this coast. They're hitting along the lines, all of this. They're starting to go up all across. So these street gangs, it's a very interesting phenomenon how all over Canada, they're like expanding now. They are the ones expanding into different towns little by little. And in Quebec, particularly in Quebec, this means they are challenging the authority of the Hells Angels all out. Now, it would be rather neutral if I just told you it's the BFM. That's the name of the gang. That's who they're doing it. However, I've been telling you about gangs like from Montreal that are helping the BFM, that are working alongside them, collecting their money, collecting their profits, like the profit collectors. What a fitting name. But today we're going to find out that it goes deeper than that now. It goes deeper than that. So let me continue. Did we finish this? And I explained all that to you in the best of my understanding, my own. By the way, what's up, Nixon, Molos, Sac Passe, bro? How are you, man? How you doing, pal? I'm happy to see you, bro. How are you, buddy? Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you.
Impact de balles sur les résidences à cette île.
Wait a sec. Did she just
Mais
say
visible
that?
d'impact de les derniers mois, voire je dirais depuis déjà
So the last few months in Sept-Îles, remember we're probably going up along this coast here.
un an, on a vu là, à certaines reprises des impacts de balles sur les résidences à cette île.
So she says we found the impact of shells on residences, you know. So they were spraying neighborhoods over there. You do your math.
Mais visiblement, la formation de cette équipe qui semble donner des résultats parce qu'elle a déjà procédé là, à plus d'une quarantaine d'arrestations depuis le mois de février dernier.
All right. So one thing we got to note for the future, in Montreal City, we get those news that we read together, and it says like between midnight and 2 a.m. this home was sprayed. You know, sometimes they don't give us the name of the resident. They don't tell us, and when they don't tell us, it's a couple and they're university teachers. They're shocked. They don't know what's going on. Why they're home? Not those ones. But sometimes you'll notice they'll omit the name of the person who got sprayed. Which home they just say the homes there was sprayed. They don't tell you who. They don't interview the person. They like almost swipe it under the rug. Maybe we need to add, because we don't know, right? We hypothesize and we try to say, someone maybe is a gambler and he owes money. Who knows? Maybe it's a mobster living there. Who knows? Someone who's helping a mobster. Who knows? And mobsters hitting each other up and then trying to pass each other messages. Who knows? But another one we need to add to the who knows, if you look at this here, is street gangs sending messages to other traffickers, trying to tell them, we're on to you, pal. We can off you any moment we want, you know. You better get out of this business. That's ours. You never know. This could also be an explanation for some of the shots, you know. Let's keep going. So, okay, that's it. I thought that was interesting for us. We needed to have that conversation. Okay, next fresh news, Thursday 26th. 12 presumed traffickers of arms and stupefyers tied to organized crime arrested in the regions of Quebec and Montreal. So the cops are going at it.
Un important coup de filet contre le crime organisé. 11 présumés trafiquants d'armes ont été arrêtés
11 arrests
aujourd'hui.
today.
Félix Séguin est avec nous. Félix, on peut
We got Felix again. Nice.
parler de la plus grande frappe policière depuis l'opération Scandaleux.
So we are speaking about the biggest operation since Operation Scandaleux.
Oui, Sophie.
Yes, Sophie.
Scandaleux, c'était l'opération qui avait été menée par et la Sûreté du Québec et le SPVQ dans la vieille capitale pour...
So he's saying Scandaleux is an operation that was led by the Sûreté du Québec and the Police of Quebec.
Pour mater la rébellion des trafiquants indépendants.
In order to stop the rebellion of the... in order to stop the traffickers who are rebelling against the Hells Angels. You can't make this up. Make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. So the police are only interested in stopping the rebellion against the Hells Angels for the trafficking of stupefyers, but they're not interested in stopping the Hells Angels from trafficking stupefyers. That's what I'm reading from this. Hilarious.
Qui officiait d'ailleurs sous le joug de Dave Turmel, le fameux jeune homme de la région.
But let's try to be neutral. Let's just say they're targeting the BFM organization. That's what it was about
Région de Québec qui est en
in Quebec City.
fuite présentement en Europe du Blood Family Mafia. Alors, le nom du projet d'aujourd'hui, le projet d'enquête policière, s'appelle Radioactive.
So the new police operation for today, the one where they went and they arrested like 11 people in Quebec and Montreal, is called Operation Radioactive.
Alors, vous voyez les images de nos collègues, les images qui ont été prises à Repentigny ce matin.
So these images are taken in the city of Repentigny.
Il y a une centaine de policiers qui se sont réveillés, mais Sophie, au beau milieu de la nuit, là.
About hundreds of officers woke up in the dead middle of the night,
Pas aux petites heures du matin,
in the morning hours.
au milieu de la nuit, pour arrêter 11 personnes.
In order to
On n'a
arrest
pas le
11.
bilan final, mais ce qu'on sait, c'est que les quantités de stupéfiants qui ont été saisis
We don't have a bulletin of what they got, but we do have a list of stupefires. I think he said
sont énormes.
So, stupid.
they're enormous. He says they don't have the exact numbers yet, but he says he knows for a fact that what they seized was enormous. That's the word he used.
Stupéfiantes. Voilà, le mot est dit. Maintenant, ce qu'on tentait de faire aussi, et l'acte d'accusation là, reflète un peu l'opération policière d'aujourd'hui, c'est d'arrêter des trafiquants d'armes.
So their aim today was to stop. Well, the objective, what they want to achieve with this one is, it was not necessarily an operation for we're looking for stupefires. This operation is because of the rising gun violence. That's what they're targeting: traffickers of arms.
Parmi les gens qui ont été aujourd'hui appréhendés, il y a de présumés trafiquants d'armes.
Now, among the 11 people, was it 11? There were 12 people who were arrested today. 2 of them specifically are notable for this, for trafficking arms, I guess.
On verra comment ça tient devant le tribunal, cette preuve-là, mais la Sûreté du Québec pense avoir été capable, avec tous ses partenaires, d'établir un lien entre le trafic d'armes vers les États-Unis jusqu'à dans certains endroits de la grande région de Montréal. Vous allez voir une carte, d'ailleurs, pas juste la région de Montréal.
Ouais, là, voilà.
So they think that they busted an important, significant pipeline of trafficking arms. Now, he said towards the United States. Makes no sense to me. I think the wording is wrong. Probably he meant from the United States towards Quebec. Because I'll be shocked, But, yeah. And then now they're showing us parts on the map.
Il y en a beaucoup de municipalités qui ont été visées. Ça part de la...
So these are all the places that wait a sec. I'm just going to double check. Is he saying they raided all these locations, or is he saying this is like a list of towns with the arms there, the pipeline in question, where they were being sold? I don't know.
Grande région de Montréal. Vous allez voir une carte, d'ailleurs, pas juste la région de Montréal.
Ouais, là, voilà.
Il y en a beaucoup de municipalités qui ont été visées. Ça part de l'Anaudière dans l'ouest, on inclut la Montérégie après quand on s'en va plus dans l'est. Et puis après
ça donne une idée de l'importance du trafic.
L'importance du trafic. Alors, on pense qu'on est capable de faire le...
Just put it like this. This is the network of the arms. So I guess, that's the best way I can come up with without having any errors, If you look at it like this is these towns that you're seeing, there's weapons going there, okay? That has to be that.
Lien, restera les expertises balistiques et tout ce que ça prend, entre des gens qui ont vendu des armes aux plus offrants, mais parmi les acheteurs.
So he said people selling those arms.
Il y avait des gens qui auraient été impliqués ou qui auraient fourni des armes aux fameux indépendants qui s'occupent.
And among those people, I guess, arrested, they know that some of them sold arms to the independent traffickers. Now, he says independent traffickers. Is he talking about? Now, in this case, yes. I actually have my answer. They showed the map. They showed many towns. So it's independent traffickers, not only BFM. It has to be a lot more street gangs.
De mener la guerre dans l'est de la province. Donc, on essaie de couper à la source cet approvisionnement.
So what they're trying to do is to cut off the supply of arms. Whoever is furnishing arms to these street gangs, who are then taking them to go on the attack against the Hells Angels, right? That's their objective here, is to help the Hells Angels to survive, essentially. And also to protect the population because these guys are absolutely lunatics. Not talking about Hell's Angels in this case. We got to be fair. These people here, what they're doing, they're absolute lunatics, and we will see why they're lunatics in a couple of minutes when we're done with this article.
Sophie, si vous voulez bien, Michel Patnaud, inspecteur-chef à la Sûreté du Québec.
On sait que cette organisation avait des allégeances un petit peu plus au niveau des bandes de motards hors la loi.
We know that these, I guess, independent traffickers, I guess, or he's talking about BFM. I would lean towards BFM. He says, we know that these organizations had a particular allegiance to the Hells Angels.
Toutefois, c'est comme des hommes d'affaires. Donc, eux autres,
Regardless, they are still like sort of businessmen.
ils vendent à ceux qui ont de l'argent, ceux qui sont prêts à payer. Il y a
And he must be speaking about something else. My apologies. He's talking about the traffickers of arms. It says these traffickers of arms have an allegiance to the Hells Angels, or had at least, but at the end of the day, they are also in it for the profit. They're also in it at the end of the day as businessmen. So they're willing, and they're willing, it's profitable to sell the weapons to their enemies too. Essentially, that's what I get what this cop is saying is that.
Personne qui a des statuts officiels de groupe de crime organisé. Toutefois, c'est tout du monde qui sont, pour la plupart, criminalisés et qui sont connus des forces policières.
And the majority of these people are well known by the cops.
Oui, tout ça, évidemment, met énormément de pression sur les acteurs de cette guerre-là.
C'est la somme des opérations policières, Sophie, depuis quelques jours qui mettent beaucoup de pression parce que
So in the last few days, they're putting enormous pressure in those arms pipelines.
hier, à Montréal, on a arrêté des jeunes hommes qui sont soupçonnés d'avoir trempé dans la tentative d'assassinat sur Patrick Laurendeau, survenu il y a quelques semaines à Québec. Alors, ça s'est passé hier en collaboration avec le SPVQ. C'est une opération du SPVQ, enfin, pour tout dire. Alors, on a réussi à arrêter ces gens-là. Alors, trempé dans la tentative d'assassinat, on a arrêté des jeunes hommes qui sont soupçonnés d'avoir trempé dans la tentative d'assassinat sur Patrick Laurendeau, survenu il y a quelques semaines à Québec.
Okay, so Patrick Laurendeau, we spoke about him. They tried to off him. Remember, they arrested, and remember recently, the guys who tried to off him, they arrested them. That's what he said.
Alors, ça s'est passé hier en collaboration avec le SPVQ. C'est une opération du SPVQ, enfin, pour tout dire. Alors, on a réussi à arrêter ces gens-là. Aussi, sur la Côte-Nord, on a arrêté six.
And also now he says on the north coast, what I just showed you is not literally the north coast here, but you get it. This area right here, that's where majority people live. We'll ignore the middle part. It's useless. Nobody lives there, pretty much. Sorry about that.
6 personnes aussi hier en lien avec le Blood Family Mafia.
And they remember, we just spoke about it in the beginning of the video. Those arrests was with the BFM, related to BFM. 5 or 6 members, right?
Ça, donc, directement, des gens qui sont présumément en contact avec soit le fameux Dave Turmel.
Now he's saying, this is what he's saying now. He says those 5-6 people who were arrested in the North Coast, those 5 or 6, presumably, they were in direct contact with Ice Pick Turmel.
Ou soit certains de ses subalternes.
Or at the very least, his sub-lieutenants, if you will. They're at least contact with them, one or the other. They're certain of this. You know why I'm saying this is, it means those 5-6 guys, they're sure that those 5-6 guys, they were acting in a manner that they know they must have received orders because those acts are directly benefiting Ice Pick Turmel. Right? That's what he means here.
Turmel, d'ailleurs, qui est toujours au large.
Qui est toujours au large.
Who is still always, of course, on the run. They think it was Portugal.
Comme Al Boivin, d'ailleurs.
Like Al Boivin also.
C'est comme un dragon à 2 têtes. Hein? C'est comme une bête à 2 têtes, là, cette affaire-là.
It's like this is like a dragon with 2 heads.
Parce Al Boivin, plutôt, pardonnez-moi, et Dave Turmel.
Because Al Boivin and Dave Turmel.
C'est un duo aussi.
It's a duo.
Les deux ont travaillé de manière indépendante, mais
the two worked in an independent fashion.
Le renseignement policier au cours des dernières années a été capable de les placer au même endroit en même temps. Et
and the police, I don't get it. He says the investigations say that they were placed at the same location at the same time, whatever that means.
On sait, c'est que dans les commandes qui sont lancées par, entre autres, Dave Turmel,
And what we do know is that from the orders that are sent directly from Dave Turmel
et entre autres Al Boivin, il y
and Al Boivin,
a des objectifs communs.
there are common objectives.
Je rappelle, Sophie, que ces
And I remind you, Sophie, that these people,
gens-là, quand ils passent des commandes souvent par messagerie cryptée.
when these people, they pass around messages or orders, they usually, of course, do it through, he says, encrypted devices
À des jeunes,
to young ones, to young people,
et ces jeunes les exécutent et ça
and these young ones execute those orders,
donne lieu à des scènes de violence inouïes
and it leads to scenes of violence
qu'on n'a jamais vues au Québec.
Ah, ouais.
like we never saw in Quebec. Well, that's not.
Merci beaucoup.
We've seen that. There's nothing new, huh? Nothing new. Let's see. All right, I think we're. So whoa, he didn't even. So there was 12 traffickers of arms. Let's see who they are. A good thing. See, they don't tell you the names. They didn't really. That's why I always double check the article. So the suspects are between 21 and 53. We're talking about 12, right? Presumed trafficker of arms. Okay, 12 of them. Today is very significant because this is about the people who are friends with the Hells Angels, maybe even providing them arms, but now also providing arms to the BFM. The cops decided, good, we found who they are. If we can stop them from receiving these arms, then we can have the BFM low players not be able to do anything. Allegedly. So that's what they think. So among the people who were arrested was Vincent Baril, 40 years old, from Sainte-Catherine-de-la-Jacques-Cartier, François Plamondon, 38, de Faux-Sambeau, sur le lac, and they are facing trafficking illegal arms, of course, and trafficking stupefires also. Now, in last March of 2024, the police, it says here, got to an address of the two individuals to do a search. And notably, they seized 16 keys of cane. That's not a joke. 500 of hash. That's completely irrelevant. 800 G's of green plant, same. And 350 prescription, you know what. You know what I'm saying? I can't say the words. In my channel, I can't. You have to be CNN, NBC, and all those. Then you can talk about any of these subjects. But, and they also found 8 hunting round givers, and 6 cell phones. No arrest there was no, what? It says no arrests were made at that time. So you can bust in Canada people with all this, and still you have no arrests to be made. It's hilarious. Hilarious. It's clown show. Where are we at here? Then among the accused, we also find Alexandre Oval. He's 41, and stupefier charges. Fine. The man is considered as a close friend of the Hells Angels, and he was a victim of an attempted offing in June of 2023. So right there in the midst of the conflict between the BFM, Al Boivin, Pic Turmel, you have a guy that today he was arrested among the 12 traffickers of arms. This man, he almost got killed last year. They're saying he was a close friend of the Hells Angels. You do the math, it would seem like maybe this is confusing. So they tried to off him, or was it the Hells Angels? Don't know. No clue. So he's arrested on the 26th of September now for Operation Radioactive, right? For arms traffickers. But yeah, but they're saying clearly this newspaper is deeming him currently, not in the past, currently as a close friend of the Hells Angels. All right. Now it says arms sent to Quebec. According to the SQ, this network imported arms or illegals from the United States to bring them to Quebec in the regions of Quebec. So now it makes more sense. When Felix said it earlier, he said they were taking it from Quebec to, that's the word used, they used the words towards the United States. It was weird. It didn't make sense. because we all know it's the U.S. that brings that it comes from usually, all the time. Not usually, always. Now in this network, this very same network, the people in this network are related to the criminal bikers. So, without telling us to who these arms were being trafficked to, well, we just told us that. Well, the cops suspect that this might be where the independents are also getting their arms. Okay, and one thing to note is Operation Radioactive is not new. This one has started in April of 2023. Okay, something we won't probably remember. There's just too many operations with different names, and a lot of them. It's not the first one operation against firearms. There's always another operation. I think Malsain was one too. So that one I do remember. Let's keep going. In total, the officers seized Thursday. So this bust, they got 4 million units of M&Ms, approximately 34 keys of M&Ms, 18 keys of cane, 27 arms, guys. 27 arms, and 23 brass knuckles, it's called. Brass knuckles. Now, if you're wondering where it branched off, well, we saw the names of the cities on the screen, but I'll still name them for you. It's probably going to be easier here because it's all in a list. We have Pointe-Claire. We have Longueuil. These two, it's in Montreal region. We have Boucherville. Again, I believe it's in the Montreal region. I think it's like South Shore-ish. Saint-Hubert, same thing. So they're listing them one after the other. These ones are all nearby. Then we get to Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Mercier, Saint-Roch de Richelieu, Saint-Marc-sur-Richelieu, Repentigny, Saint-Côme, Sainte-Émilie de l'Énergie, Fossambeau-sur-le-Lac, et Sainte-Catherine de la Jacques-Cartier. And these are more than 100 police resources. I don't know what they mean. I guess police officers? I'm not sure. And from the civil and SQ and many police bodies, municipal, that were moved around today, to go to go do effect these warrants, guys. And then you have a picture of one of them. So these 12 individuals appeared in front of the courthouse of Quebec Thursday afternoon. Okay, we're gonna look at the names here. Details of the accusations, guys. Who, what, where. François Plamondon. This is the guy from Fossambeau-sur-le-Lac, which we just read, one of the places that they were searched. So he's from there. You're assuming that the location searched there was probably his home. If we're trying to do the math here. What did they get from him in his home in Fossambeau-sur-le-Lac? It checks out. You see, it's like a logical sequence here. So we got the green plants, and also where he hid his firearms. He's 38. We got Vincent Baril. We mentioned his name earlier, from Sainte-Catherine de la Jacques-Cartier, 40 years old. This one is, they found cane at his spot. Remember, they got 18 keys of cane in this entire operation. How much of it was there? Let's see if we can even deduct that. So he's the first guy with this he's being charged for the possession. So you're assuming it's probably him that had it. But he had the whole 18 keys? I don't remember if we read it before. We have a Samantha Sarika Singh. Interesting that we got a Singh here. Usually the Singhs, it's all in British Columbia. That's the first Singh in any of our operations in Quebec for stupefires. Very cool. This one's in Pointe-Claire. Of course, he's going to live in the Anglo area. Samantha Sarika Singh checks out. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm making jokes here. Just I just know the areas, so it makes me laugh. You got to be from it to understand. So in her house, we got the 3D printers type of stuff, because he said, I have no idea what this means, but it says fabrication or offering to fabricate firearms. Don't know. So I'm assuming there's 3D stuff in her home. I don't know, man. No idea. Possession of arms. Oh, she does have the arms there. Possession of prohibited items used to traffic. No idea what that is. Jason Benoit Yalanti, Boucherville. We got trafficking M&Ms. We have possession of M&Ms. Okay, so this is the person with the M&Ms. It's from Jason here. Maxime Lajoie Noro. Maxime the happiness, not the youth. What's up, the youth? How you doing, pal? Oh, and shout out to Aggressive Bat. Sorry, guys, I forget everyone, man. I don't like to forget you, man. I got a policy here. It's no man, woman left behind. So, what's up, Bus? Music Brazilian, how you doing? Mr. J, salute to you, my American buddy. We got Dominique Brousseau, you too, pal. Respecting hip hop. Nixon Molo, like earlier. Word of the day. He always has to give us the word of the day, And the word of the day is, yes, but would HA remaining in power be safer for your average citizen? Safer, that's the key here. Safer. Maybe. Because but they were vicious as well. It's hard, man. It's hard to say, man. But these street gangs are also vicious. Freaking difficult. But I'm leaning on that. But you got to understand, this is all the cause of the Hells Angels' supremacy the whole time. They're fighting them for being held with a gun to their head, basically, for tapping Pictomel's car and preparing to off him. It's not like they were promoting peace, But I understand what you're saying. That's also extremely good point. Aggressive Bat, Max the youth, got chatting with Stax. Yes, Stax. Shout out to Stax, my appreciated brother. Guys should definitely visit Stax's channel. I check it out. He's always doing interviews that with the Hells Angels from America, well-known names in the mafia. And he does a great job hosting these. He's very professional. He does a great job. But YouTube sucks. YouTube sucks bad, Does not promote channels with people working hard like that, They would rather have a guy probably from Australia telling you the story of the American mafia. That's what they're going to promote. That guy, he's already speaking about Australia probably, but he wants to speak about Canada. He wants to speak about America. He wants to speak about everyone else. Since his channel's already at 1 million, I guess. I'm making this up. This person probably doesn't exist, but he exists in another form. But that's who YouTube wants to promote. Now, rather than helping the guy who's legitly from inside America telling you the American stories, But salute to Stax. If you want to join, you're going to learn stuff. You're going to watch. You're going to see some very, very informative interviews. I'm telling you. Check it out. And Max the Youth. I said Max the Youth before too, right? It doesn't matter. He gets it twice. What's up, bud? Okay, let's continue seeing the names here. Try to draw some inferences. Try to pull some stuff out. Jan Michael Hervé. By the way, I said this video was going to be short. Here you go. Didn't I tell you? I never manage to do it short. It's always I start somewhere and then we just pull out more and more details, and it doesn't happen. And this time I'm only at Article 2. We're here. It sucks. But I think it's worthy, though, that we look at these names one by one and we try to learn stuff. Jan Michael Hervé. This one is Saint-Marc-sur-Richelieu. He's 53. Again, look at the names. Look at the ages. You're trafficking arms. You're not finding people that are 18, 19, 20 doing this ish. You're getting people who are 38, 40, 39, 32 at best, 53. This guy is for M&Ms. Okay, so there's more than one person on M&Ms here. After that, we're getting to the 53-year-old, the senior here. Again, fabrication or offering, I don't understand, rounds. So I'm assuming maybe there's a 3D printer in there or something like that. Possession of prohibited arms, of course. So he's also storing the arms there. We have a Frédéric Vaillancourt from Sainte-Émilie de l'Énergie. And you see all the saints there, because Quebec used to be a Catholic place until they ditched all that. And anyways, he's getting a possession of arms. All right, nothing. This is an arms case, so no surprise. Sorry, this is Frédéric Vaillancourt. My apologies. Yeah, same thing anyways. Marie-Ève Labonté. So Marie-Ève goodwill, you know. Yeah, you know, la bonté, you know. But she's trafficking cane with that goodwill. That whole, her health, how you call la bonté. I wish I could have the perfect translation for you, you know. With a name like that, you're trafficking cane, huh? She's from Saint-Hubert, so 43 years old. Then we have Alexandre Oval, Carignan, 41 years old. He's trafficking cane. Maybe it's her husband. Who knows? No, probably not. They're not in the same town. Sorry. But then we have Maude. Oh, there you go. It still goes to my favor. Yes, his girlfriend, Alexandre Oval, does have a girlfriend. She's also in the raids. Trafficking cane also. I know it's got to be her girlfriend, his girlfriend. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm jumping the gun here. Because I saw Carignan there. They're from the same town. Well, you know. Probably not. I can't say that for sure. But it would have been funny. But if someone can confirm, you'll make me laugh. And she's 28, got trafficking cane all over, and 3 other individuals were targeted by this mandate. And they are Eddie Felix Amador Rojas, Nicolas Gagné Mercier, and we have Omar Tissoudal. There you go. Okay, and yes, so that was the main news. However, we have a second main news, last one. Let's get down to business, my friend. So we had that bunker that was, we had the vehicle burning last 2 weeks ago or something, near a bunker. Now I was gonna almost say a Hell's Angels bunker, but they're never sure how they're telling us. First they said it was Dark Souls bunker. Then they said it was no. First they said it was Red Devils. Then they said it was Dark Souls bunker. Then they said Hell's Angels. And ever since they've been just repeating Hell's Angels bunker, Hell's Angels bunker. Now, my memory is bad, but like I told you, that street, I think it's called the Deuxième Rang in Frampton. I do remember reading about that street, give or take last year, with you, and there was 2 street gangsters. One of them was a son of an ex-Hells Angels, who they believe the Hells Angels offed him, they believe, allegedly. And his son, I guess, joined the BFM network. He was willing and ready to go. They were about to attack the Hells Angels. He was arrested on that very same street, that long-ass drive there, in the countryside that you saw, where the vehicle was burning in the woods right in front. So, but the reason those 2 events happened there is because there's a bunker nearby. Now, I do recall, and from my memory, that bunker, on that first story, it was a Red Devils one. So when I see Dark Souls and then I see Hell's Angels, I'm like, what? Maybe it's my memory or something. But that's what I recall personally. So I have to choose between these 3. If you asked me, I would say it's a Red Devils one, if you asked me, based on that memory alone. But I could be wrong. My memory's not that good. Anyhow. We get an update. Important update, friend. The war of stupefiers, the identity of the adolescent. Yes, I forgot to say. They found behind the bunker a 14-year-old. Now, the details were murky. Either he was injured, someone hurt him. But one thing's for sure is his corpse was charred. He was burned. The thing is, the kid actually allegedly went there to burn the bunker. And that vehicle burning, also, I forgot to tell you, that vehicle is only 1 kilometer away from that bunker. Now, that vehicle that was burned, they found AK-47s in there, charred as well. So who was going to burn the biker bunker? Most likely this kid. Then who burned the vehicle also? Chances are it's this kid. Don't think the bikers would light up a vehicle 1 kilometer away from their bunker and leave AK-47s in there. That's not going to check out. You know, it doesn't make sense. It will be incredibly stupid. So we can almost be sure and infer that vehicle came from the enemies of the bikers. And some reason, this kid, I don't know what happened. He was with 2 other kids. They messed up. The kid must have burned himself. Whatever happened, they had to let him go there. They may have even executed him because they didn't want him to talk. Who knows? But then they took the vehicle, they drove away, because they had to drive to the location firsthand, right? But they drove away, and then they parked the vehicle. I don't know why they left the AK there. Maybe they had to, I don't know, man. But they burned the vehicle, for sure. It's a mess. It's a mess of a story. Now, who is this kid, and what's this about? Sorry. I'm trying to lower the volume. It always blows your ear off.
On connaît maintenant l'identité de l'adolescent de 14 ans qui est mort dans des circonstances nébuleuses plus tôt ce mois-ci.
So we know his identity, he says.
Lors d'un événement lié à la guerre des stupéfiants, ça se passait en Beauce. Anne-Sophie, il s'agit d'un jeune Algérien de Montréal.
So, Anne-Sophie, this identity is of a 14-year-old Algerian kid from Montreal
Qui avait fui son domicile.
who had fled his home, they say.
Notre bureau d'enquête.
My only question is why identify him as an Algerian? Like, is he not Canadian? Or just doesn't have the citizenship? I find that just strange.
Oui, a récolté ces informations. Je vous montre une photo de ce jeune garçon de 14 ans à l'écran. Il s'agit
I show you the picture of a 14-year-old.
de Mohamed Yanis Segouani, 14 ans, oui, d'origine algérienne et résident de Saint-Léonard à Montréal. On se trouve d'ailleurs à Saint-Léonard.
So here's the new striking information here. He's from Saint-Léonard. Now, Saint Leonardo. Remember the original HQ of the Montreal Mafia for decades and decades. Now, I'm not saying he's part of the mob, not at all. I'm just trying to point you to have an idea. How you say? This channel's about giving you a picture, painting a picture. So he's from Saint Leonard. Now, I haven't read this yet. Of course, I'm checking it all with you right now, and I like to be surprised. So sometimes I read, but most of the times I do not, because reading it twice is just boring for me. Plus, I'm sure you appreciate seeing my reaction. That's what makes it a little bit more fun. But I'm thinking they're saying Saint Leonard. He's from Saint Leonard. Okay. So remember I told you earlier in the video, that in the previous video, someone told us some information that it's not only the BFM who's at war, it's also street gangs from Montreal. Okay? I just find it very odd because that guy gave me a name of a street gang. It's called, brace your ears, friend. And me personally, I call him a prison gang because their members are also in prison. And in order to make connections like you do, if your gang is only on the corner street, no one goes to prison, I'm sorry, but you're not going to connect with BFM like that. The only real way you're going to connect with other street gangs, form alliances, and pass the message, meet them, bond with them, usually it happens in prison. So I'm not one to only call this a street gang. I'm willing to call them also a prison gang. They must be a prison gang. I don't even know anything about it, but I'm pretty certain it's a prison gang because of the unfolding of events. You know what I'm saying? Because the guy told us they joined in the war, basically. He said that's what the guy told me, you know? And I remember I told you I can't take your word for it until it's confirmed, you know, you never know, etc. But he was truthful, of course. So everybody gets killed. And they are, from my memory, because I do remember I did a video about last year, at least a year ago. The thumbnail, it had a video of the thumbnail had a picture of a weirdo. The weirdo had long hair, and his hair was colored in red. And I told you I made jokes about 6ix9ine, and I said this is the clown show these days. These kids are painting their hair, and I made that joke. That guy allegedly was a member of Everybody Gets Killed, and they were pretty much kidnapping people on the middle of the street. He kidnapped someone on the middle of the street. That person escaped on the highway, literally on the highway. I think it was Autoroute Ville-Marie. I can't remember, man, the name of the highway. I think it's 760. I can't say for sure. I used to drive on it all the time too, and I can't remember. Anyhow, they kidnapped someone. The guy kidnapped someone, and that person literally escaped from the trunk in the middle of the highway, man. And that's a very dangerous highway to escape from. It's a highway in the one I'm talking about was a highway in downtown, man. Yes, there's a highway that runs right in the middle of downtown. Crazy, on the southern tip. The guy got off. I believe that's where he got off. That's crazy that he escaped from there. But anyhow, that guy who kidnapped him, it was Everybody Gets Killed. And I do recall reading he was a forger. All of this for what? That guy was from Saint Leonardo. That gang, from what I do recall in my memory, was from that area. Now, I find it strange. The guy, 2-3 days ago, he said that EGK joins the BFM now, and they're part of they're one of the gangs, the independent trafficker gangs, one of them. And if I'm right and my memory is right, and EGK was from St. Leonardo area, I'm pretty certain of that. I'm pretty certain because the other guy, when I read it, it said St. Leonardo, you know. But that was 1 year ago. Now we're finding out this Mohamed Yanis Segouani, 14-year-old, who allegedly went to burn the biker bunker down. Maybe he was in the car with the AK-47s. Think about that a little bit. He's from St. Leonardo. Now, I'm not saying he's part of EGK. I don't know anything. But let's keep going.
Aujourd'hui, on tente de parler avec des gens de la communauté pour mieux comprendre comment un jeune de 14 ans a pu se rendre là. Hein, vraiment une histoire épouvantable. Son corps a été retrouvé dans la nuit du 15 au 5 septembre dernier sur le terrain du repère des Red Devils.
There you go. So here we got the confirmation. Now they go back to that bunker was a Red Devils bunker. As I told you, if you had to tell me, okay, bro, you told me like 3-4 different names. I never told you 3-4 different names. I'm just translating the news for you. But I was as confused as you. My opinion is it's a Red Devils bunker. But she said that he was found in the night. So they discovered him at night, by the way.
On se rappelle cette histoire. Et j'ai parlé justement avec des gens qui, demain, organisent un événement ici dans la communauté pour sensibiliser d'autres jeunes parce que ce qu'ils nous disent, c'est que la violence là, touche vraiment leur communauté. On peut l'entendre.
So they're going to speak to people in the community.
Parce qu'on veut demander aux autorités comment un enfant de 14 ans peut avoir accès à une arme, peut se faire recruter au bord d'une école.
So they want to know how could a kid be recruited for this, basically? How does this happen? From, you're 14, you're in school, high school. What the hell? You barely started high school like a year before.
Et ce n'est pas le premier, c'est le énième dans une liste longue de jeunes qui ont entre 14 et 17 ans. Malheureusement,
He says he's not the first. There's always another kid. There's been tons of them.
ça n'a pas l'air d'intéresser tant que ça les autorités pour y agir.
And he says it doesn't seem to interest the authorities that much to act.
Pour les protéger, pour y agir, ça fait inquiéter les parents. C'est la colère au sein de la communauté parce qu'ils se disent, c'est quoi next? C'est quoi le prochain? Ça sera un enfant de 12 ans, de 10 ans?
So he says, so what's next? It's going to be a 12-year-old next time? Now it's 14, then it's going to be 12?
Ils vont recruter au niveau des écoles primaires. Qu'est-ce qui va arriver?
What are they going to do? They're going to recruit in elementary schools? Well, funny you say that. The reports in British Columbia is that's what's happening. You can't make this stuff up.
Il y a aussi une cérémonie en la mémoire de Mohamed qui a été organisée lundi lors de la prière au centre islamique. Il y avait beaucoup d'émotions, évidemment, des membres de la famille.
So she's just talking about they have an Islamic center and how you say they're having I guess a commemoration for his death. Poor guy, they're going to have that.
Et des amis proches qui comprennent vraiment pas comment ce jeune garçon s'est retrouvé là. Ça a vraiment choqué.
Yeah, they're all shocked. How did this kid get there,
Oui, la communauté. Et aussi, il y a une certaine violence qui secoue la communauté maghrébienne. Et ils sont en colère parce qu'ils se demandent où sont les autorités, qui va arrêter ces recruteurs. On veut pas qu'il y ait une autre victime comme Mohamed le 16 septembre dernier.
Merci Anne-Sophie.
I'm a little bit confused. He says Maghreb. Community Maghreb, but they said he was Algerian. Is Algerian Maghreb? I'm a little confused. I thought it was Moroccans. But I don't know much, that's what I thought. But now they're saying the Maghreb community. But I guess there's more kids. There's not just him. There's a lot of them. But let's read. I don't want to skip the... they don't say everything. You know that. We got to double check. Let's double check because you don't miss a single beat here, friend. Any details that I can get with you. So they say Bunker of the Red Devils. Okay. Now, just remember the name of the street, guys, so that we can always... Remember that long streak I told you about, and they were about to go attack the Bunker of the Hells Angels last year? The guy had the phone book taped on his stomach. Remember this, because we're going to come... That's an event that's just too important, because this ties to this one, too. It happened to the same location. That's where they found the car, too, in that vicinity, and the bunker's there. So just remember it. It's just these three events were so important. This is going to help us understand in the future. We're always going to come back to it. So the name of the street is Deuxième Rang, second rank. Literally, that's a weird name, but that's the name. Second rank, Deuxième Rang, Deuxième Rang, Deuxième Rang. I'm repeating it to put it in your mind, bro. Second rank, Deuxième Rang, Red Devil's Bunker. That's the one. Okay. The victim was accompanied by another adolescent, him too, 14 years old, who had received the orders to go to Beauce in order to attack the bunker. So the other 14-year-old talked, basically, you know. Now, the other adolescent, they say, who has been met by officers since then, is suffering from post-traumatic stress or post-traumatic shock. Not sure how you say it. I thought it was, well, PTSD, I guess. But our information from this newspaper indicates that this kid was well known by the cops, despite his age. How do you get well known by the cops and you're 14? Well known by unless they're exaggerating here. There's a third party, you remember that. Plus, remember, these 14-year-old, unless they stole the car, they're not really driving usually. So someone drove them there. Someone drove that vehicle there. There had to be an adult with them. That's going to be the link here. But we don't know any details who sent them yet. Nothing. I'm just telling you, I find it odd that he's from Saint-Léonard. And and the other guy told me EGK joined the battle of the with the BFM and all that. They're also fighting the Hells Angels. I just find it odd that he's from the neighborhood of that street gang. So let's keep going. The ceremony, of course. They exhumed his body. Or, no, exhumed, I don't know what you call it. They transported his body to Algeria, I guess. That's what it says here. It shocked the Muslim community. All right, let's keep going. Now, let's see if you get more details here. It says, more than 10 days after these events, the circumstances remain mysterious as to how the adolescent lost his life. That was one problem that we had. We don't know. We just know that his body was charred. But then they said they found marks of violence on him. Now he says, let's remind ourselves that a vehicle was found torched about 1 kilometer away from the bunker of the Red Devils. Nobody was inside of that vehicle, but authorities found AK-47s charred, right? Because the vehicle burned. Now, according to our informations from Journal du Québec, the victim, the 14-year-old kid that I just showed you, was affiliated to a street gang from Saint Leonardo. Everybody gets killed. EGK. There you go, friend. Damn, 14-year-old, you can be part of that gang? And that street gang would have acted under the authority of another group, more violent, called Arab Power. Here we go. We got our storyline there. New storyline joining the fold. This is major for us. Okay, so here we have it, guys. If you want to make sense of this, we have a street gang called Everybody Gets Killed from Saint Leonardo. My memory's not too bad, is it? But so let's keep them at the street gang level. Let's try our best to be safe. Let's just keep them at the street gang level. However, they taking their orders from another group more violent, above them. Arab Power. Now, I'm willing to go all in with prison gang here. So this is the leadership there. Right there. There you go, guys. You want notoriety? You got your notoriety now. Arab Power. And then you got EGK underneath. Crazy, huh? So we're witnessing the birth of the infamy, of the reputation is starting to build now, unfortunately. Very unfortunately. So the attack in Frampton would have been commanded by this gang, so Arab Power. And that's exactly also what our other friend who told us EGK last time mentioned. I do recall it's him mentioning Arab Power. I just don't remember what the guy's username was. I cannot remember, but he did tell us. So the attack in Frampton to the trying to burn the bunker down, and where they sent the 14-year-old was commanded by this gang. They would be the third. No, it says so. This would be in total. This would be this third actor that's initiated or joined into the war of stupefiers, control for stupefiers in Quebec, from which the frontliners are BFM and Hells Angels. So they joined in. There you have it. And Montreal Street Gang not wanting to, not battling out, joining the fold. So there's a coalition that's happening. Reminds me of the days of the Hells Angels versus Rock Machine. Rock Machine, with the help of, was it the Irish Westies, one or two of them, with another group I cannot remember, but they call themselves the Dark Circle. The Dark Circle, the alliance against the Hells Angels. What is the common denominator in all of this? You know, what's the common denominator 30 years ago and today? What name keeps reappearing, you know? So when the guys asked me earlier, he says, yes, but would it be safer if the Hells Angels remain in control versus these guys? Well, I gotta ask you, has it ever been safe? Truly? Or do you kind of see a common denominator here? Every time there's a war, the name Hells Angels pops in. And I'm not just talking about Quebec. I'm talking about all over Canada. Now, don't get me wrong at all or twisted. I don't like anything about any of these people. Not the street gangs, these groups either, you know? They're definitely not my kind of people. And just to be clear, you know? Of course, there's reasonable people everywhere. I don't want to paint the brush for every single human beings here. Some of you might even be ex-street gangs or even street gang members now, but you're respectful and you're reasonable here, you know. But I still cannot, in general, broad terms, condone any of it. Now, of course, in the beginning, I won't lie to you, it was entertaining to see. Wow, look at Pictomel, look at these guys rebelling against the Hells Angels. Amazing. It was incredible to watch. I won't lie to you, you know. It's like, damn, man, finally people are waking up. It took all this time. And the funny thing about all that was it took a French Canadian to come liberate them, you know. He could have been a hero. But what he did after that, started torturing a grandpa and going to inside people's homes using blowtorches on their feet, making them cry, and then filming them like the cartel. You didn't need to film chopping the ears or toenail. You didn't need to do any of that. You could have just jumped people. That would have been more than enough. You didn't have to do that, but you decided to go the sinister route. You lost all. You lost the popular vote after you went too much, man. You went too much. But yeah. You got to be more like the Hells Angels, and I'm saying that lightly. Do your PR like them. Now, you told me who acted more civilized. Definitely them, you know. So I'm willing to give credit where credit's due, but only to the Quebec chapter. Only to the Quebec chapter, the ones on the in Quebec City or around there. Though they were the most reasonable, it seems, you know. I'm definitely not talking about the other ones. I can only talk about them. But I'm neutral here, but these are just my personal opinion as an observer. But just an opinion. Where are we there now? Oh, yeah, we did that. Okay, so we did arrive at the end. Whew. Yeah, there you go. So, my bad. You know, I said this video was going to be short. My freaking bad, man. I should have known better. Here you go. Well, you know, I give you eye candy as an apology here. Hell yeah.
Marie-Michel,
Les individus arrêtés.
All right, sorry. There you go. So shout out to all you guys. Thank you for joining in. I had a good time with you. Please help hit the like button if you enjoyed this stuff. You like having this translated, and be nice to each other here, guys. Be respectful and try to become friends here. You know, we're a little community between us. And we're just trying to. I just enjoy your company, you know. I'm doing this fashion, translating it, and because I want to also hang out with you. That's my reward. It's not the pennies YouTube sends me. You know, that's worthless. What really helps me is your kind comments. You know, that's why I don't take no disrespect, no condescending remarks, no how do you call it? No orders. You better do it like this. You're doing it wrong. I don't want that. You know, no. Like, okay, if I was generating a real income, then yeah, sure. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm not generating almost anything from this. It's a waste of time. So I'm banking on the kindness here. I'm banking on camaraderie. I'm banking on friendliness, on friendship. You know, I'm definitely not gonna accept disrespect. So, yeah, you know, that's why, like, I used to leave my emails open. You have one guy, he was wasting my time. always he wanted to be an expert about everything. You get tired of receiving those, And then once he got banned, he created a new username pretending to be a woman, But it reads just like him, Just like him, and still sending me low balls. That's why I had to remove my email, unfortunately. You can blame those people. I like my peace of mind, Especially if I'm getting nothing out of it, I at least want to have the psychological benefits. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Sheriff, shout out to Sheriff. Multiculture, Syrup, your maple. Sorry, I had a hard time here. Oh, Algeria is Maghreb. Thank you, bud. I need to know. Thank you. Tunisia, Libya, Algeria, Morocco. Okay, thank you. Now I'll remember this. I appreciate that, bro. And serious issues with, says, I did time in Sainte-Anne-des-Plaines. Shoe with so many guys that were from different gangs in Montreal, and they would all be plotting on working together. Damn, son. There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth, as the expression says. I'm not calling him a horse. But you know what I'm saying. It's crazy, Freaking crazy. Damn, bro. Sinister as F. Sounds evil as F, bro. And we got René Lévesque also. What's up? Shout out to René Lévesque. Where are we? That miss anyone? I apologize if I missed anyone. Alain, excuse. Gagnon Alain. Sheriff, of course. And David. What's up, David? Shout out to David. And lastly, Anthony Serrano. You too, hermano. God bless, guys. Thank you for joining. And also, we got at least 50, 60 silent people here too, man. Been watching, I respect you, man. I respect you because, like I always say, it's not about what you say, that demonstrates your compassion and intelligence. It's also what you don't say. You silent bunch. Thank you so much, man, for tuning in. Thanks to everyone. Oh, and salute to Stax also. I forgot. Salute to Stax also. Subscribe to him. Try to check out his stuff. You're not going to regret it. There's some good stuff there. Do you like American Mafia? Do you want to see him interview people? Do you want to see Hell's Angels? American Hell's Angels, real ones? You want to see the interviews? And you want to see someone who actually does the interview and he's not a snowflake? He did some time too, by the way, and all that. He does a good job when he interviews. You want to see that? You're gonna have someone to watch, right? I'm telling you, it's worth it. And that's it, guys. And Mr. Bus, Mr. J, Dominique Brousseau, Respecting Hip Hop, Nixon Molo, Word of the Day, Aggressive Bat, Max the Youth, Music Brazilian, René Lévesque, Gagnon Alain, Serious Issues with, our Sainte-Anne-des-Plaines Gangster, Multiculture. Where are we at here? I always double, triple check, bro. I'm paranoid. I don't like to miss anyone. David, Fear the Most High, of course. Wagwan, Fear the Most High. Fear Jah, bro. Or yeah, I don't know, however you guys say it, man. And Anthony Serrano, Music Brazilian. Thanks, guys. Have a great one. Thank you. Have a great evening, my pal, my bro.